Today we are looking at a topic that many people misunderstand about Pi network. Why Pi is not rushing to list on exchanges, why is it not chasing hype, and why it continues to distance itself from pump and dump cycles that dominate most cryptocurrencies. While thousands of crypto projects enter the market every year, hoping to pump, trend, or go viral, Pi network has taken a completely different path. The path of patience, engineering, compliance, and real utility. The crypto world today is not driven by fear of missing out, quick profits, dramatic price pumps, and sudden crashes. Many projects seek early listings just to gain attention, only to collapse weeks later because they had no real ecosystem or users. Pi network has refused to follow that path for one major reason. It is trying to build a real digital economy, not a speculative token. After more than 7 years of continuous development built on Stanford-level research, Pi is still committed to only one mission: building real value through real usage, not hype, not shortcuts, not emotional trading, but a self-sustaining economic system powered by millions of real humans. That is why Pi refuses to rush exchange listings. A blockchain built to last decades must be built with fundamentals, not noise. Pi continues to prioritize stability, structure, and resilience instead of speed. The core leadership understands that quick exchange listings expose new tokens to extreme manipulation. Big investors, whales, easily pump the price, dump later, and leave the project broken. Pi's approach is the opposite: to protect pioneers from injustice and manipulation by engineering a system that lifts ordinary people, not financial predators. One of the key reasons Pi is taking this slow, calculated path is because it wants a utility-driven ecosystem. The heart of Pi's economy is not trading, it is usage. Pi wants people to use Pi to shop, buy services, pay for digital goods, and trade peer-to-peer in real life. That requires a strong, secure infrastructure, a verified community, and applications that allow Pi to move in the real world. This cannot be built overnight. It cannot be rushed. It requires time, engineering, trust, and coordinated global development. Pi's readiness for Open Mainnet is based on 3 pillars that go beyond ordinary crypto standards. The first is compliance. Pi has built the largest KYC network in cryptocurrency history. Over 60 million verified identities, something no other blockchain has achieved. This means Pi will enter the global market with strong regulatory credibility, reducing future risks and opening doors in regions where crypto is tightly controlled. The second pillar is real scalability. Most blockchains claim they can scale, but their networks slow down as users grow. Pi has built a system capable of supporting millions of daily transactions across Pi apps without congestion, without expensive equipment, and without environmental harm. This positions Pi as one of the most user-friendly blockchain ever made. The third pillar is manipulation resistance. Pi's step-by-step opening strategy prevents whales from exploiting early listings. Unlike most tokens which collapse at launch due to manipulation, Pi's controlled and careful rollout ensures stability, fairness, and protection for the entire community. This is a design that prioritizes long-term value instead of short-term excitement. Another fundamental aspect of Pi is the GCV, the global community value of 314,159 US dollars. Many misunderstand what this means. It is not an exchange price. It is not speculation. It is the internal economic value emerging from millions of real transactions within the Pi ecosystem. Merchants, individuals, businesses, and developers trade products and services daily using Pi as a medium of exchange. This creates a natural community-driven value, something traditional cryptocurrencies rarely achieve. The GCV represents the strength of real trade, real utility, and real economic activity within Pi's closed network environment, where other coins depend entirely on market speculation. Pi's foundation is built on human activity, not investor greed. This is what separates Pi from thousands of crypto projects that come and go without impact. And this brings us to maybe the most powerful concept Pi teaches. Patience is power. In crypto, people want fast gains, but great technology, great systems, and great economies require endurance. Pi is not a coin designed for quick trades. It is the foundation of a future Web3 economy. This is why Pi encourages patience, but because great things take time. Patience in the Pi ecosystem is not passive waiting. It is a strategy. A strategy that protects pioneers, a strategy that prevents manipulation, a strategy that builds fairness at global scale, a strategy that ensures the value of Pi emerges from real people, not traders seeking short-term profits. Pi is becoming a digital nation with its own population, its own currency, its own economic interactions, its own rules, and its own protection mechanisms like Euler's shield. It is a system built from the ground up, not copied from other blockchains. It prioritizes ordinary people, not elites. It focuses on stability, not hype. It builds real-world use cases, not gambling markets. For every pioneer listening today, this message is crucial. The Pi hold today is not the Pi from 3 or 4 years ago. Today's Pi represents a share in one of the most ambitious community-powered economies the world has ever seen. If you have not done KYC, do it now. If you stopped mining, start again. If you have not learned Pi apps or Pi browser, this is the time, because once Open Mainnet activates globally, only those who prepared early will benefit the most. Pi is not following the path of crypto hype. It is building the future of digital finance, and you are part of that future.